So, Jason, first question of the day. I'm logged into your Outlook account here, and I notice you have a Craigslist folders or something that you'd like to share with us.
Well, I'm regularly offering things for purchase there that I'd like to keep private.
Okay.
So if you could kind of edit that out of the video, it'd be really great.
We won't go too in depth into it. I won't click on the folder. We don't really want to see what's inside of that. But
first of all, I'm surprised you didn't come at me for having a Hotmail account.
Well, Hotmail, it actually says Outlook Live in the browser line. So I also have a Hotmail account that I use, so I can't go after you too hard about that. But what we want to do today is we just wanted to kind of come back together. It's been a little bit over a week and a half, I would say, since our last broadcast. And we talked a lot about charity water, an article that was talking about charity water last time. And we decided at the end of that episode that I would sign up as a monthly donor. You would not give, but you would sign up as a subscriber to Charity Water so that we could see the different onboarding experiences.
Yep.
And we've done that.
Yeah.
And
it's kind of fun.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I'm going to let you go first, but I think you had probably the more engaging response from Charity Water. Now, maybe that's because they already have my money, so they got me where they want me. I don't know, but I did get really good response. There was some good communication to me, and I definitely want to talk through that because I think there's some things that we can learn from what they've done here. But I think you got the much more dynamic messaging component, so I definitely want to talk through that. So I'm going to hand it over to you. We're going to each talk about our experiences, and then let's kind of, at the end of this conversation, we'll just kind of summarize kind of what we think about the whole Charity Water.
Yeah.
Welcome series.
So it was very interesting. First of all, you'll notice, I don't know, you don't actually have it up on the screen, but I actually received 4 emails since we recorded last, which was on July 31st and today. So just at the highest level, they've communicated with me a lot in 9 days, which is interesting. First email was a welcome to Charity Water. Thanks for signing up for the newsletter. And it invited me to watch a video from Scott Harrison, the CEO and founder. And it's about a 20-minute video. It's super compelling. About the first half is about his life and how he made it to the point of why he wanted to start Charity Water, which that 10 minutes is worth the price of admission alone. And then the next 10 minutes talks about the work of Charity Water and with the sort of an offer at the end to join the spring, which is what you did. Mm-hmm. So really email 1 is thanks for signing up. Introduction to organization. Here's the story. Here's what we're trying to accomplish. Would you join us as a donor? I didn't because I wanted to stay just a subscriber to see what would happen. So when I opened and watched that, immediately I received an email that said, email 2, which was finish setting up your Charity Water account. Now, I don't know about you, but when I receive these emails, finish setting up accounts, if I do some online transaction, sometimes I find that to be, okay, I got another step to do, right? But in this case, because obviously we were doing this experiment and I have some interest or great interest in Charity Water as an organization and what they do, I was like, yeah, I'll go in and set that up. So essentially what I did is I created a login, and it takes you, once you sign in and create a user password, to a destination where it's kind of your personalized page, which was kind of cool because I could immediately put my picture up, I could put my birthday in, I could sponsor Charity Water for my birthday or encourage my friends to sponsor.
Is that the dashboard that we have up?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I should refer to this. So, and then there's your activity, what will I do next? And there's an invitation to potentially start a campaign. So clearly there's the level of personalization on email 2 is now I'm sort of in their universe and I can quickly start a campaign. I can personalize my page that would give them additional information about me. So I thought that was pretty interesting. It made me go from an email engager to sort of part of the family in a way, I felt like, which was interesting.
So one thing that stands out to me is they have created kind of a donor section of their website. And they've taken you to, or maybe a subscriber section in your case, since you have yet to give. They did the same thing for me, and it's a little different, but it actually acknowledges my gift and talks a little bit about that. So we'll look at that here in a second. But Charity Water is known for enabling people to fundraise on their behalf. So the whole birthday campaign was, I think, their big kind of kind of fundraiser campaign where you could do for your birthday, you could ask for people to donate to Charity Water, and you could run a fundraiser for the organization. And so it's really neat to see that they've created essentially a profile page or a dashboard for you that has tools available, and also it kind of gives you what is the next step. So this basically says, welcome to your activity feed. Whenever you start a fundraising campaign or receive reporting on your projects, we'll celebrate it here. Start a campaign. So it kind of gets you going if you want to engage deeper within Charity Water.
Yes. Two things. One is I totally agree. Two things happened to me emotionally or practically is I felt sort of part of the family, even though I'm not really doing anything yet, as soon as I got to that page. Mm-hmm. And every email correspondence does encourage some level of next steps with people who understand direct response or engagement tactics in terms of drawing people into the universe and to your mission. Baby steps are an important process along the way. Someone's not going to come in and make the big step first. So some people just need to be sort of led along the path. Email, ready to go to email 3?
Yeah, so let's just kind of take a quick step back. I just want to make sure we're capturing this. So really, the first email that came out,
invitation to organization,
was a fairly straightforward welcome message. I am so glad you joined us. It doesn't speak to you as a donor. It's speaking to you as somebody who signed up. And it's really telling the story of the founder and how Charity Water came to be. So what I like about this message is that it's core and it's fundamental. And as a new person who just subscribed for their newsletter, it does a really good job in letting you know who they are, what they're all about, so that as you're trying to figure out, is this something I want to be a part of, you kind of know what you're signing up for.
And
so
I know their whole exactly, and I know their whole story. So if I was to go to a cocktail party the next night, I could have rattled off their story. Because I know their whole deal now, which is super effective.
And then obviously the next message is they're prompting you to continue on to set up your profile, create a password, which then takes you into your dashboard, which has some tools that you can use. So one of the cool things about this is you have a media kit. Share birthdays. Use the referral link below to encourage your friends to pledge their birthdays for clean water. So if you're not going to give, would you be willing to network for them, right?
Yes.
So there's other avenues that you can get involved beyond giving that they've made available here, as well as tools for fundraising. And I'm assuming this video is a bit of a challenge video. What will you do, right?
To be honest with you, I didn't watch that.
Okay,
but
that's good.
Apparently, I didn't do all my homework.
Yeah.
But yes, that's exactly.
Well, I will say this: it's not apparent that it's a video until I just thought it was some kind of an image until I kind of looked at it a second time and realized it is a video. So, the one thing, did you get into settings at all? Because I noticed there is a settings tab.
I did, but I didn't do anything. Like you can see that you can personalize your page, upload a photo.
Personalize your page. Your email address. Birth date.
And they're just, the good news for the organization is they get to learn more about you. And as you choose to fill out your profile, it's indicating steps forward, and they have the information, but also you're making a commitment to sort of set things up.
So one more time, just to kind of bring this home a little bit. You signed up for a newsletter, okay? And what did you get?
Welcome email.
And hey, do you want to create a profile?
Yes, those are the first two.
Baby steps, pretty simple.
Immediately.
Not asking for a gift, not hardcore going after you to really dive in deep. It's just like, hey, let's get you introduced to the organization and let's get you set up, right? Let's get you going. That's
it's
great.
a little presumptive in a good way. It's presumptive, like, hey, you signed up, so we're going to kind of take you through the path.
Well, and I think if we're being honest with ourselves, people that sign up for our organizations, they're doing that for a reason, right? And if you feel like you're trying to convince somebody to do something and they're not doing it for their own personal reasons, you're probably thinking the wrong way, And somebody has signed up for your newsletter, or they've responded to a free offer for a resource through Facebook or whatever online advertising you're doing. They're downloading that for a reason. There's a connection to either that material or your organization that's drawn them to do that. And you should recognize that in how you communicate with them. It's not like, these people kind of know who you are. So let's embrace them as part of the team.
Yep.
All right, email 3.
Yeah, I was just taking a look at this to see, but those emails came pretty immediately. I don't know that one was triggered off the other. They were probably both triggered, but I do know that I immediately opened and watched the video.
So both of those emails came first day.
Yes,
Because
first
you
day.
signed up on July 31st. It looks like those 2 emails came on
Yep.
July 31st. And then 3 days later, August 3rd, you received
The third one.
additional
This is the
follow-up.
most interesting one. I'm going to kind of refer to the screen here because as you click, so it says meet someone like you.
Mm-hmm.
So when you click through to that invitation to meet someone like you, I think a couple things are happening for the person who does that. Why don't you go ahead and click through?
Well, let me read this real quick.
Yep,
we
go for it.
we interviewed more than 400 people from one community in Ethiopia, and we want to introduce you to the person most like you. Come take our 3-question quiz to find your match. Okay, so meet someone like you.
So it gives you
from
the
Ethiopia.
idea that you're going to meet someone from across the world. So it takes you to this destination to ask you a series of a couple questions. So it says, how do you spend your time? Why don't you just answer drinking coffee and singing?
Okay.
So drinking coffee and singing.
And
There's
singing.
about 8 options there, 10 options.
Okay.
And it says, okay, next question. Really cool interface, simple to answer. Next question. What do you value most? Health, family, future, time, income. So why don't we do family and time? Next question. I think there's only
I
one.
think you can only answer one.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. On that one, you can only do one. Right. Okay. So
So time,
let's do family.
family. Okay.
So then hit next question and then enter your birthday, which is kind of an interesting thing. It's probably trying to find someone in your both age range.
Yeah.
And I was born, you can just put 10/7/63 for sake of argument. And you got to scroll way down. There you go.
Yeah, I wasn't sure it'd go back that far.
Find someone I like.
Okay.
So it's taking that information and it says, hey, we're finding someone just like you. Now you can pledge for your
So it's-
There's a little invitation
yeah.
on the right as well.
Yeah, there's a bit of an animation on the left-hand side happening. Pledge your birthday, and on the right-hand side, pledge your birthday. Whether your birthday is today or months away, you can pledge to fundraise for it now. Pledge Stain will remind you and send helpful goodies when the time comes. So it's basically prompting you to pledge your next birthday to Charity Water, which they're known for that.
So this will
So
fill
you can
with-
either say pledge now or no thanks, just take me to my results.
Right. So you have to click that,
Okay, so we'll
and then
click
it'll
no
take
thanks.
me to my results. So I could have pledged my birthday, and it goes boom. Masho is a farmer in Adi Itap, however you say that.
Okay.
Sorry. So it says meet Masho, if there's clean water around, and it's begin. I mean, visually there's animation, there's movement, but it talks about this individual.
Mm-hmm.
If you scroll down, it'll talk about.
So it has his face.
Mm-hmm.
Either I don't know if that's a video or an animated GIF, but his face is kind of animated and large on the right-hand side. Left-hand side says, meet Masho. If there is clean water around, my wife and my children will not go a long distance in search of water, and we will be healthy. So really talking about him and his family and how they can be healthy with water. He values health and family. Okay, so that value matches.
Yep.
As we put family. His interests are drinking coffee and praying,
Which
coffee lined up as
Yep.
well. Masho is 60 years old, has 2 children. His 17-year-old is in the 6th grade, and 20-year-old is no longer taking classes. Before starting his day on the farm, Masho attends church every morning, a very gentle and peaceful man. Masho enjoys having coffee with his wife and children every day. So you're really kind of talking about getting the story of Masho here. Farming is an important responsibility in Adi Itat. The teff, maize, chickpeas, and bean plants you grow every year aren't just a source of income. They're the food supply for your entire family. Whether your harvest each December and January will directly determine what the next 10 months look like for you and your loved ones. So unless it's the weekend or a holy day, you wake up before the sun, pack some bread and a bottle of dirty water, and hustle to reach your field by 7 a.m. Wow.
Yeah. So then it goes into clean water, and you can scroll down. One of the few things that I thought was awesome about this experience was, one, the end result is a very specific location and person that you're connected with based on your interest that you selected. So it takes you immediately to the impact of the field. Here's a farmer, gets up at 7 a.m. He enjoys drinking coffee. There's a person and a face. There's a picture of his region and his farm. And you get a sense of, hey, I can change that individual's life with a donation. That's the sense of this, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The other strong thing that we teased at the end of the last session was the power of behavioral data. So What's interesting is they're getting, again, me to take incremental steps to talk about myself in the name of meeting someone like me that creates a sense of community with the organization and its mission. So it asks me my interest, and then it has that sneaky third question of what's your birthday, which goes back to setting up my profile. So now they have my birthday. So what's of interest to me is organization captures more information about me, my interests. It's connected me to someone, and it's taken me to a mini tour of the field on email 3 within 4 days.
Yeah, I love how, I mean, you're really humanizing the
Totally.
people that you're helping through the story and through the images they're showing. It really helps connect you to a specific person over there that your gift could help. You know, and if you notice at the very top, give monthly and help change lives for people in communities like Adi Itat every month. Join the spring. So it's taking you to a monthly offer.
And that's been consistent through the emails is an offer to join by giving, and they're not afraid to be in the forefront with that. So.
Yeah, and if you continue to scroll down, it takes you directly to an actual monthly donation form.
Yep.
So this was the third email in the series. So first one, welcome. Second one, create your profile. Along the way, they've kind of pushed you to pledge your birthday potentially to fundraise on behalf of them. But now, third email here, they're doing a very in-depth story about, in this case, Masho. It'd be interesting to see, what other people and what other stories they have available. Actually, can I click on any others? You can't, so this is not interactive. But yeah, really compelling story, which leads to an ask for a monthly donation.
Yeah. Enjoyable experience, visually compelling, interactive, interesting.
The thing I took from this is there's nothing here that's overtly pushy.
Yeah.
Right? They're telling Masho's story. Now, throughout this, they're saying water would help. And then you have a join the spring, give a monthly gift at the top, but there's nothing that's overtly like trying to convince you that, there's no language in there that's saying Masho's family, won't be able to survive without your gift. There's nothing alarming about this. It's just saying, and I think that's part of the humanizing of this message. It's saying, look, there's a real person out there. His name is Masho. He has a family and he needs your help.
Yep.
Right? If you're not going to give, you're not going to give. But if you're somebody who's interested in this, you might consider joining the spring. And I think that's refreshing, right?
Right.
Because we're not trying to, it's almost like you're trying, a lot of people think you need to persuade people. You need something that you say is going to change their mind and the actions that they're going to take. And I don't know that that's the case. I think we just need to be open and honest with people and say, here's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Here's your opportunity to be a part of this.
Yep.
If this is something that interests you, here's how you can help. And then we got, obviously you have to get the message out to the right audience, but you're not trying to convince somebody who doesn't want to support you. It's let's find those people that are passionate, in this case, about water.
Yep. So email 4, are you ready?
Yeah.
So email 3 took us across the globe to a very specific village to meet Masho, a very specific person. Mm-hmm. We come all the way back to my neighborhood, anywhere neighborhood, and I get an email, will you join 6-year-old Nora in giving? And Nora gave $8.15. Will you? And there is a video available when you click on that email that tells Nora's story. She watched a Charity Water video on her dad's iPhone and subsequently decided to make a commitment, raided her piggy bank, and one morning comes down with $8.15. And she writes a very personal note to Charity Water and sends the money in. And obviously they've taken the opportunity to tell this story. And again, so if you imagine, there's already enough compelling reason because of the mission and the person that I've met across the globe. Now it's challenging me with, hey, take your first step. Nora did. She's 6. She gave $8. Will you give $8? Mm-hmm. And it's not social pressure per se, but in a way, it's almost like it's that easy.
Yeah, I agree. Let's look at the makeup of the email and the landing page here, because I think there's a couple interesting things about this. So if we look at the email, very clear. You have a video up top. It's you have a video player here that you can just click on. Picture of Nora's face, cute little girl. Nora gave $8.15. Will you? just 2 short paragraphs of text and a button, right? See Nora's note. So very short email. Click to the landing page, prominent video up top. Headline, Nora was inspired to give $8.15. That gift inspired us. 6-year-old Nora gave what she could for clean water. She mailed us $8.15 today. Follow Nora's lead. Give what you can to clean water. And then if you look down below, I mean, that's the message.
That's it. Pretty
That's
simple.
it.
Yeah.
Then you get a giving form here. You know, it really doesn't, there's not a lot of text. There's not a lot of direct response, jargon that's driving you to give, which I think is really neat. Now, there is more information down below. So if you want to dive in deeper.
Yeah, you want to go watch
started with a video on her dad's phone, watch the film
Yep.
that inspired Nora. So that's obviously, the film from the
repeat.
founder. Then clean water changes everything. So there's some messaging down below about clean water. So if you want more information, you can get more information here. But really, it's simply if you're compelled by this message, you want to support clean water, then we're not going to get in your way, right? We're going to make it easy for you to do that.
So let's talk about real quick, and then I'm going to turn it over to you unless
Sure.
you have other questions.
Yeah, no. What do you have?
Within 8 or 9 days, I've received 4 emails and at least 3 or 4 solicitations.
Yep.
I was asked at the end of email 1 to join the spring. Email 2 was simply, hey, set up your page. But I was kind of placed into an environment that encouraged me to socially share with my friends or to promote my birthday as a fundraising tactic. Email 3 had an invitation to give, and email 4 had an invitation again. And like you said, it doesn't feel invasive, but to the folks who say, man, I don't want to hit my people with too much email. I don't know if I want to hit my people with too many asks. They're being pretty aggressive on both. So it's just an interesting thing to consider. We're not saying that's a global truth. It's just an interesting observation.
Yeah, I would quantify it as they're being somewhat aggressive in their frequency.
Yeah.
But the language they're using isn't overly aggressive.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It doesn't feel
Yeah.
invasive or offensive at all.
Yeah, and technically we are now, believe today is August 14th.
And they
So
haven't
your
talked
last
to me in
email
like a
was
week.
August 8th. So it's been about a
They
week.
forgot about me.
So they've kind of had
They're
this
letting
big
it rest.
push. It'd be interesting to see what else comes from
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
I think we originally intended to maybe wait more time, but I think we've had a pretty compelling onboarding experience. So we're going to talk about it now. And we can always, if we get additional emails that are worth showing, we can always showcase those on future conversations we have.
I was just checking my inbox to see if I got another one. But
all right, do we want to switch over to the donor experience?
Tell us what happened.
Let's do that. All right, so I received 3 emails from Charity Water. The first email came, I actually made my gift on August 1st, and I received an immediate thank you. So this is Chris Taft, thank you was the subject line. So personalization in the subject line there. Welcome to the spring. You are helping to end the water crisis in our lifetime. We're glad you're here, Chris Taft. So some additional personalization in the email. The interesting thing here is I think my welcome message goes a little bit more in depth.
Yeah.
So it tells you what the spring community is. It's composed of generous, passionate, and determined people like you from more than 100 countries around the world. Together, you're changing everything for families in need each and every month. We can't thank you enough. Here's what to expect. So I think that's great. As I'm a donor and I just made my first gift, you're telling me, here's what to expect as a donor. That's neat. That's something I want to know. So I'm going to read through this. And there's a few key things here. One is there's this impact dashboard, which we'll look at here in a second. So we want you to know where your money goes and who you're helping. So we've set up a few ways for you to explore your impact. So there's a map called the impact dashboard where you can see where and how your donation is being put to work. There is a video series called The Journey that you get access to that they've made to connect me to the people that I'm helping. So all 4 seasons are at my fingertips. So I get access
That's
to
probably
video
the
series.
content, that personalized content that we referenced in that article
might
last
be.
week that is
Most definitely.
sort of a benefit of being a part of the monthly giving.
Yep. You'll also receive a monthly delivery of good news, an impact report we send via email.
Wow.
We hope it keeps you smiling all month long. Now, the interesting thing is I've not received the good news newsletter yet. Now, the last article we talked about last time said that it happens upon gift transaction. So I'm assuming this next month when I make my gift, I'll probably get that newsletter
Interesting,
at that
yeah.
time. So it'll be interesting to see if that happens. And then finally, thanks to you, there will be a day when we get to celebrate the end of the water crisis, a day when every single person on the planet has access to clean and safe water. Your friends at Charity Water. So before we get to the impact dashboard, let's start here actually, because this is kind of, you had a version of your dashboard.
Yeah.
I have the same thing. So if I click over here on dashboard, well, it's a little bit different, but it first starts me off at spring membership. So let's go back to that.
Which I didn't even have
page.
that tab
You
because
didn't
I'm
have,
not
yeah,
a member.
you didn't have that tab there. So the cool thing here says, welcome back, Chris Taft. Your $30 monthly donation is an investment in a world where everyone has clean water. Get a nice picture on the right-hand side of someone that we're helping. I'm going to agree to their terms. And then we have a milestone section.
Nice.
So first person served and new member joined this spring. So I have these 2 badges that were unlocked when I made a gift. I can manage my gifts. So I've got $30 a month. I have my payment method here via credit card. Let's see what the more actions are. You can skip months if you need to, or you can cancel. So one of the cool things is, sure, there's a drop down, but they make it very easy to cancel your gift if you need to. And I think that's...
I love the skip option.
Yeah.
So instead of canceling, you're going, hey, I need to chill out for a couple months because I'm cash short. That's great.
That is a great option there. And then here's the impact inbox. So brand new spring experience is waiting for you. See your impact in a whole new way. That's the map we'll take a look at in a second. Your good news, you're supporting the largest biosand filter program in the world. An update from Scott Harrison in Uganda. Follow Tyler. So there's a bunch of kind of news articles that if I want to kind of see what's going on, I can. So really cool dashboard, donor dashboard that's really showing me the impact that my giving is having. Is having as being a part of the spring. So let's go back to the dashboard here and see how my dashboard's a little bit different. Because we looked at yours before, and if you noticed, so we have the, it's showing my activity. I've donated $30. I've been a supporter since August 2019. It looks like it's going to show each of my donations down below that. I have the download media kit, so I have the quick link section you had on yours. I had the birthday sharing that you had on yours. This is a little bit different. I have a refer a friend on my screen that I don't think you had on yours.
Oh, for the spring. That's right.
Yeah.
I did not.
Multiply your impact. Use your personal referral link below to share the spring with your friends. So they're assuming that if I'm a donor, I care about this. I probably want to bring some friends along. So they're going to make that really easy for me by giving me a simple link to send to my friends.
It's interesting. It's asking us to share to the level that we're involved. It's asking me to share about being a newsletter subscriber or fundraising at the base level, and it's asking you to share at monthly donor level.
And because I want people to see as much detail as we can, I want to take a look at this media kit real quick. Just to see what they have here. Downloads. So you have some photography you can download. So they made their brand available to you. There's videos you can download and use. Looks like they have some Vimeo videos you can download. Facebook timeline photos if you want to advertise for water on Facebook. Twitter backgrounds. And then they also offer a book at the bottom. So they've created a media kit that as a donor, if I want to begin kind of using some of their images to maybe fundraise for them or to advertise for them or to share online, they made it very easy for me.
Imagine if you had an event at your house, even just a dinner, you and your wife, had some friends over.
Show a video up on the screen.
You could show videos, but you could also create like little branded pieces of paper, for people take homes.
Most definitely. Makes
it very easy.
So really robust kind of donor dashboard or member dashboard that I think we can learn a lot from. It's when I say robust, it is robust, but it's also simple at the same time. Right. Very clean. It's not overwhelming. It's just some simple things that we can do and some ways that we can kind of see.
And again, it's presumptive. I don't know if that's the right word, but like, hey, here's our Twitter backgrounds if you want to use it on your Twitter profile.
Yeah.
Which is great. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't have thought of that.
Sure.
But maybe I do.
Yep. And then the map. So if I click through that last email, it would have taken me to a map. So the spring community has funded clean and safe drinking water for more than 340,000 people in 15 countries. And I can actually click through on this map and it'll change the content. So it'll tell me, impact in Sierra Leone funded by the spring. So 48 water projects, 14,400 people served. and you can see the grants that have kind of happened in that area. You can click around to all the different areas that Charity Water is working in. So Cambodia, 154 water projects. And then you can go down and you can view the Journey video series kind of on this page and meet some of the people that are helping. So pretty cool. So that's all from email number 1. It gives me access into my donor dashboard, the impact map, so that I can kind of plug in and kind of find out what's going on through Charity Water based on my giving. So that's the first email. So I received that same day. So I made my gift on August 1st. And then I received a quick personal thanks. This came on August 2nd, next day. So this was from Scott Harrison, founder and CEO. He just wanted to drop me a quick personal thanks for joining the new Charity Water. So look at this email. This looks like an email that
he typed it.
He typed it out in Outlook or whatever email client he's using. Threw in a graphic in there to advertise the Journey, video series, and then also offered, if I'm ever in New York City, to drop by for a visit and tour. We love hosting our spring members and getting to know them. So invited me into their headquarters to come take a tour and come see what they're going on. And
let's do that. Let's do that as for podcast 3.
You got it. Let's go to New York City and take a tour of Charity Water. So I think it's pretty cool. It looks super personal email. And actually, I don't see an unsubscribe link on this thing. So maybe he did type this out. Who knows?
Interesting.
That's interesting. Because do you see an unsubscribe link?
No. But maybe they've got, I don't know, which is either, either he's got the other thing that's a staff member writing these emails or cutting and pasting them.
Well, let me toss this out because this is another interesting thing. If you look at the to line, he emailed it to himself and BCC'd me.
So he could have done 30
so maybe
100 at a time.
Yeah, maybe he does
Maybe it's a personal discipline.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Right there. All right. Anyways, we'll solve that mystery later. So that was next day. And then let's see here. So it was August 2nd. A few days later, I got another update from Scott Harrison about the spring. He had an opportunity to visit a community in rural Uganda that doesn't have access to clean water. And they filmed a video. And so he's sending me this video here. Where he talks about, that trip. So just an update. One thing that's interesting, I'm already part of the spring, but I get a join the spring message. So maybe an opportunity to have better personalization.
Did we find
on the page.
Our first weakness amongst the strength of Charity Water?
Yeah, you can't
There's no
over personalize everything, right?
I'm actually a little happy because everything they do seems so perfect.
So this was a cool update from him, and then that's it. So as I said before, we're now talking with you on August 14th. My last message came in. What was this? August 5th. So it's been over a week since I've heard from them.
Wow.
So not a lot of communication.
But maybe they do some. But it could be an intense first week because you just signed up, you just gave, and then they sort of tap the brakes, and we'll hear from them again. Like maybe they ease off a little bit.
Yeah, as I'm thinking about this, I don't need to be inundated every day with updates and news. They've got me as a monthly donor.
Yeah.
I'll be interested to see what my monthly update is. From that newsletter, the good news they talked about. I think this is fine. I don't think you need more communication. I also don't think it hurts to have a little bit more of communication there. The thing I'm thankful for is I haven't been inundated with additional appeals.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see when you circle back. So maybe in 6 months, if they put an offer in front of you or something.
Yeah. So I think what we wanted to do today was give people a feel for what the onboarding experience looks like for someone who signed up for a newsletter, for someone who gave a monthly gift. I think we've accomplished that. I hope that, showcasing these communications kind of help people to maybe spur some ideas for them and what they should consider as they're developing their onboarding series.
Yeah.
And
I know we're on to other topics probably next time, but as interesting things happen to us from Charity Water's perspective, it's relevant. We can pop those back into the narrative.
We'll definitely share what those are. We're going to find another article to kind of spur some thoughts, for our next conversation, and we'll see where it takes us. So
All right.
Well, we'll talk to you guys later, and hope you enjoyed it.
Have a good week.
Bye.